Hi, this is Champlet 2 on the PlayStation Network. This video will review the locations and purchase prices of the 5 available aircraft hangars from the Smuggler's Run DLC. We'll start with a little flyover to show you all the different locations and some pros and cons and let you decide which one best suits your needs. Here we are in LSIA at the least expensive aircraft hangar, number A17. It's here in the center of this row of hangars in the back of LSIA, right next to the nice long landing strip there. Now, when I was here at A17 and I called Pegasus to bring me vehicles so I could store them in the hangar, they tend to spawn over here in this corner. That's not to guarantee that they will always spawn over here, but in my experience on a few tests, they did. So I had to run all the way over here to get them, whereas there is Hangar Number 1, which is only a little bit more expensive than the A17 hangar, and the vehicles, when I spawned them, helicopters and planes, came right out here in front of Hangar Number 1, and that was really great. However, you're only going to do that like when you first get the hangar and you're moving your vehicles in, so that shouldn't be a huge consideration. What should be a huge consideration between LSIA and Fort Zancudo is the location on the map. If you're doing any of the missions for Smuggler's Run, they are timed, and you want to think about the fact that you're all the way down there on the south end of the map, so you are going to have to fly a pretty good ways for some of those missions, and that will take some of your time. However, if you don't know if you're going to do those missions, you could start at LSIA, and it makes a great hangar. The question is just whether or not it's convenient to your apartments, your businesses, your CEO office, your bunker, whatever it is that's important to you. Here we are at Fort Zancudo at hangar number 3497. It's the least expensive of the three, and you may have heard them announce as I flew in. There was also a little pop-up there that you have limited access in Fort Zancudo. All that means is you can drive up to or fly around your hangars, but if you mess with anything they don't like, you will get a wanted level. They will come after you. This is Hangar A2, which is the most expensive of the three here at Fort Zancudo, and really they're exactly the same on the inside. The vehicles don't spawn any differently for any of these. They're kind of randomly all over the airfield. It just looks bigger. That's, I assume, the reason it's more expensive. Here is hangar number 3499, which is the middle of the three in terms of price. It's a little closer to the entrance if you're going to be driving in. It's a little closer to the ocean if you're going to be flying in over the water. That's kind of nice. But in my experience, when I called Pegasus to spawn a vehicle from 3499, they generally spawned way over on the other end of the airstrip. But again, very inconsistent. They may not be that close or that far away every time. So this is to remind you, Zancudo is much more centrally located, north and south, if you plan to do the missions later. Next, we're going to cover the purchase prices for each of these 5 aircraft hangars. They're available from the Mazebank foreclosure site, and there you can see all 5 of them. I'll be creating another video that will review all of the design options in great detail so you can see all of them and decide what you want for the inside of your hangar. But for now, this video is just going to review the purchase price for the bare necessities, which would be no upgraded designs, but I do add the living quarters and the workshop where you can do modifications to your aircraft. As you can see, the hangars in Fort Zancudo tend to be a little more expensive than the ones at LSIA, and again, it's all about location, location, location. Because it is so central in the map, odds are favorable that you're going to spend less time flying to whatever mission you might be doing than you would if you were starting down at LSIA. We'll start at the least expensive number A17 at LSIA with a base price of $1.2 million and a traditional living quarters add-on of $235,000, so you can spawn there, and a workshop at $1.15 million, so you can modify your air vehicles. Your price now comes to $2.585 million for the least expensive hangar with living quarters and a workshop. Next, we'll purchase LSIA Aircraft Hangar Number 1 at a base price of $1.525 million. And when you add the living quarters and the workshop, it totals $2.91 million. In previous DLCs, I was frequently asked, how much do you get in trade when you trade one business for another? Hangar number A17 originally cost a little over $2.5 million. I got a little under $1.25 million back. It's about a 47% trade-in. Here we're going to purchase hangar number 3497 at Fort Zancudo with a base price of $2,085,000, and by the time we add the living quarters with no upgrade on the design and the workshop, we're going to have a total price of $3,470,000. You'll see here where I traded in hangar number 1 from LSIA that I originally spent about $2.9 million for, and I'm going to get almost $1.4 million back, a little bit less than 50%. Here's the purchase of hangar number 3499 with a base price of $2,650,000. And by the time we add the living quarters without an upgrade and the workshop, it's $4,035,000. And I apologize, I kind of bought these and traded these in the wrong order, so just ignore that. But again, they always trade in for about 50%. And then finally here, we're going to review Hangar A2, the most expensive, with a base price of $3,250,000. We add the basic living quarters and the workshop, and we're now at the maximum $4,635,000 for a an aircraft hangar. Sorry, bunker on the brain. Price for the most expensive aircraft hangar. And with my trade-in of the last one I bought, again, they're all about a 50% trade, give or take. There's the last of the hangars. And finally, I just wanted to show you something interesting. If you do happen to purchase one of the hangars at Fort Zancudo, here's what you'll experience the first time you try to drive up in a land vehicle and you reach the gate.
Here's a new owner of the hangar on base. Grant them access to come on through.
So it's giving you the same warning about you do have limited access when you're driving around. You just have to make sure you don't stick your nose anywhere it doesn't need to be, because you will get a wanted level. So other than that, it's really all about your preference. What's the most convenient location for you, where you want to fly in and out of on a regular basis. Thanks for watching my video. As always, a like for the video and a subscription to my channel are greatly appreciated. Hope to see you again sometime soon. Thanks.